Hi everyone, I want to talk about uh, basically a part two to the previous Common Ground episode I did. So I did a video called What Russian Relationship Does to the Couple, and I got this comment which made me think about something that made me want to make this video into a topic which explain more. So the person who commented on the video said, I absolutely agree with this video. I've been in a rush relationship with another girl, and boy, it was not what I wished for it to be. It was dumb. I was looking for a quick relationship because all my friends were shaming me for being single. I found this one girl, and every day that we just got into a messy relationship, and things escalated quickly because I was watching her. I never cared for her really. I regret what I was doing. The part that interested me was the friend part. You should never be, if they're shaming you for being single, then they're not your friends. You may not, you may think they're doing you a service, but they're not. They're not you. They're not seeing the full picture of that. So this is what the topic of this video is. It's not solely you or the partner or of the relationship of rushing the relationship. This video is going to be called Why You Shouldn't Rush Your Friends' Relationships. And it's very important to do so because it's important to talk about this because it's very important. You have a lot of friends that you care about, yet we want the best for them. However, you really should be giving the advice for someone who doesn't really need it. If you're friends with someone who is in a relationship but you want them to rush things, they're not really, you're basically giving them advice, or teaching you are telling them advice, yet it will come off as rude, or like you be like all in their business, which isn't what is something that they want. Let's do two sides here. The first side is the couple who is in a relationship who feels like they're being rushed because it's their friends, their family, co-workers, or classmates, or friends who maybe you work with your friends, like actually work with your friends, but maybe the person you're with doesn't work with you, but then they talk with you about you and the person. So it's very important to think about what you share. People who keep their relationships private for a reason, and not secret private. They talk about the private in when it comes to the pace of the relationship, so they will find a way to communicate if they are open to communicating, which is a whole other thing, which is not necessarily what I'm really focused on today. What I'm focused on is the friends aspect of it, or where if you're with someone, it's best not to be open with everyone else who you're with. And then, however, if you have a lot of friends who you know are really close with, who you know well, and then yet they rush you, and say we've been together and exclusive, or whereas you like to call it, you would see it in that way where you may think that you have to do something, you have to like rush the relationship so you can fit it in, or you have to maybe you pressure. You feel it seems that you don't feel pressured, but in reality it is. So maybe you're not aware of it, and then it becomes an issue later on because you would rush yourself and not see who is the person you're with is not who you expect to be, and maybe vice versa for you. Maybe you turn out to understand that this isn't what you want. This isn't the type of love you give to someone in that pace. Just similar to what that comment said, it could get messy. His point to communicate with your partner only, and there's always so these things where you always hang out with your friends every weekend, or almost every weekend, or anything like that. So the thing that's very important is to understand that when you're with your friends, it's important to set boundaries with your friends and not have them included in your love life, because they're not your love life, they're your friend life. And so that's something to really think about in that way. It's very important. And even if you're really self-aware, or if you overthink about the way you do things. It's never going to be a perfect relationship, or you never will have a perfect friendship with the person you're friends with, because it's life, so there's something that to keep in mind on that. And if there's a situation where both you and your partner, or the ones you both are going out with your friends, or you have like groups of friends, or the same amount of friends, it's in a way similar. However, in a way you have like an advantage, because if you're able to communicate with your partner, you would understand that your friends are on your business, but then you would be aware of that, and you would see that you're listening, you're hearing them out, but you're not really taking their advice, because you already know yourself, you already know the way you are in your relationship is the way you see it between you and the partner, not you and the partner and the rest of the friends. You're on your own, you and the partner are on your own bubble. So that's something to really point out. I'm not sure how to explain this. If let's say you're with someone, but then you have an ex who you are friends with, and they're part of your friend group or anything like that, I really don't have any idea on how to think about it. That's a little bit of a tricky situation there. But hopefully, if you're friends with your ex and you're still friends with your ex and you hang out with them, maybe there's a sign that you respect each other, because you still are present, but you respect each other's you respect the fact that you probably also hopefully you both moved on, so that could be something else as well. Yeah, that's an interesting subject on that. Now for the second half of this episode, I want to talk about the friend portion. Isn't necessarily if you are the friend, or if you're the one who wants to rush the relationship of your friend, and who you know little or know a lot, or you're close with, or you work with, or you XYZ, whichever it is. It's very important to use one little thing to really keep in mind. Stop. Yeah, just stop. Deny you. It's not your relationship. It's not. How would you like it if they did that to you, or how would you like it if someone who is constantly on your back, breathing on your neck, but so you don't rush this, or with your friend, or you don't like with your lover, like no. That's something to really think about on that way. Don't do it. It's not right. It's not respectful. It's not funny. You may think, I'm just having fun, or James, it would be fun if it ends bad and they blame you for it, and they never want to speak to you then. Or not. So that's up to you, but keep that in mind. Don't rush. If you are friends with both of them, if you are somebody who, or you're really good friends with both the couple, then you usually should not mind. You should really mind your business and shouldn't interact with them in that way, because they have their own pace, they have their own language or way of communicating with each other. It has nothing to do with you. It should never have anything to do with you. You're the friend. You're there to support them. If they need advice from you, they would go towards you. And just like vice versa, if you need advice from that person, you wouldn't want that person to just give you random advice out of nowhere about how to any relationship related advice on all these things that will help you with that. If they want your help, they'll ask for your help. If you want to show respect by showing up, being present, being the actual friend, and actually understanding and respecting the boundaries. And that's something to really think about in that way. But then you may think about, well, it was for me, or if we did it this way, we did. I just say you're the friend, right? And you see your friends in a relationship, like moving slow or fast, whichever it is, you may tell that person or tell your other friends, well, we are on the same pace. So you're the friend. You may think about 3 different sections here. You will look at the person the couple who you're thinking about. If you think about your own relationship, if you are in one or in process of starting or continuing one, and you see it from your other friend's perspective, whether if they're single or not, and you would think about, well, it worked for me, it must work for them, just you will understand, right? No, like, they're not deny you, they never will be you, they never have been you, they probably don't want to be you because you are up in the business, and it may cause a problem that was never there and to end up so badly for them and for you, and you may end up jeopardizing something really pure and good there. You may do so, and you may put them in pressure. You may think you're doing them a service, but in a way, you will end up, they will feel pressured or like peer pressured. And even if you are really good with advice, maybe it's not the advice they want to hear right now, or maybe it's not the advice they need, or maybe it's not something they want to hear from you. Maybe they want to hear that advice from someone else who has a different experience who has a different experience from you, or similar experience to them, or anything like that. It's so many layers and so many ways that this to be done. But the most important thing about getting involved with your friends and your friends' relationship is to please stop, because it would not work out for you in the long run. People would actually, the couple may never want to talk to you again, to the point where they may never want to talk to the group of friends again, because maybe you would get your friends involved and have them agree with you, and then that would, so then everyone would be involved in the relationship that isn't theirs, and they would end up not being friends with them. That's actually very important to really realize. Is they should never be you, and it never will become something that if they need your advice, they will ask for it. They will find their own way, they will find their own pace. I'm trying to add a third section to this thing. If you're the couple, right, and your partner is the one who's going towards the friends, or the friends are going towards them with advice, just if you're the partner who's seeing all this unfold, can be okay with your partner, but the idea of this person shouldn't be talking about us in that way. We shouldn't rush things, and we should maybe we should do things at our own pace without them getting involved. Have them be civil, have your partner be aware of, that way they can aware of the environment of friends around them, because they may not be aware, and I mean, he may think they are, but they're not. There's a lot of realities actualities that will go towards them in that way. This is why it sounds so complicated, because it shouldn't be complicated at all, because your friends should not be involved in rushing a relationship that they're not part of in the first place. And it's understandable that they want the best for you, or closer. Come on. They may want to sabotage your relationship. I don't know why. Do they want a person? Do they want you? Who knows? Or not. Maybe they just want to see it all for, like, these people, the friend will be a fake friend and probably wants the worst for you, so maybe they will give you bad advice on purpose. I know, I understand, I'm assuming, but I'm just saying there are people like that. There are people like that in the world that will just want to see friendships and relationships fall. So take that very well. I'm definitely not saying that's everyone. I'm just pointing out certain things that could be a possibility of it. Not, but don't assume things because I'm saying these things to you. See for what it is. See the reality of it, and if they are your friends, they'll be your friends. If they mean well and they meant not disrespect, that's awesome. You can communicate with them, you can understand with them. However, if they are shady or a little bit of if they are giving you, and if it seems like they're giving you bad advice on purpose, then that should be answered there, and that's when you should cut ties with them. It's very important to think about the way you are of your relationship, because when you're on your own pace of your relationship, you have so many layers and so many things on top of that as well. So no need to get things complicated by having the input of your friends involved. Hopefully, I've provided something all of you would like to hear, and share this with your partner or your friend, your real friend. Hopefully that's something that can, just to be aware of all these happen, just so they'll be aware of how large, how important is it not to get involved. If you're the friend, it's that the couple you're trying to give advice to, they are in a weird situation where they probably are roommates, or if they have a child together, or if they work together, or if you work with them, or any aspect. It's very important to be professional and be mindful of the stuff that happens. You never know what they're going through, because they are not. They shouldn't share them with you. You're not, even if you know your friend for years and you're so close with them, they don't need to know everything about you. So for context, this video is about them talking about breakups. However, in this aspect, this session of the video, they are talking about other people getting involved in the relationship, whether it's a breakup or not.
You don't deserve to know everything going on in my personal life because you followed me on Instagram. So
you don't deserve to know everything in my personal life if you're my friend.
Yeah, that's
true. You don't deserve information about me. I give it to you willingly if that's a choice I make.
Exactly.
And that's the case whether I'm famous or I'm not famous, whether it's on Instagram or in person, whether I'm going through a breakup or whether I'm going through anything else. You are not entitled to any information about my life. I give it to you if I want to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time, space, and gray in all of that, and we would love to tell you all about it, but we're not going to because it's none of your business.
It's not your right to hear the relationship status or the process of the relationship of your friend. Actually, have now a topic to talk about. And when it comes to all this, is if the couple is, or you're in school, high school, college, or whatever, they have their own job, careers they want to think about as well, so they have other things to think about on top of the relationship. That's nothing to do with the relationship, but in a way, it kind of does, but in a way, the relationship is the main priority it should be the main priority of it, if it's communicated well, depending on the couple. And then there's other thing, if you're involved, if the friend, if you're trying to get involved in their lives, but they travel a lot for work or anything like that. They have hobbies, don't see each other, or you don't see them for a while. There's obviously no reason why you should really butt in. And also the whole thing with, so even for the situations where the couple are long distance or in a place where they really see each other, that because of work or school or anything along the lines of that, or they have hobbies. If they are an athlete and they might do activities that they want to do, that they really, with you or with them doing the activities or the hobbies or anything like that, or in any type of creative space, it's very important. And keep in mind that it's really none of your business if they the fact that they don't want, the fact that they are trying to work on themselves and with each other, it means that it's not it's a them thing, not them and you thing. Overall, it's important to not get involved in the layers of things that have nothing to do with them. You have your own life too, so you want to have your own relationship, or you have your own hobbies, your own things, your own world. So it's important not to have the worlds collide. That would, that explode. Yeah, so please keep that in mind. Please understand that it's important to be respectful towards your friend who's in a relationship, who's probably starting a new job or starting to study for something important, or trying to find a way with that person's relationship in their own way, their own pace. And don't shame them or have them feel guilty for not being in the same position as you, because they never will be you, and they most likely don't want to. They want to be themselves, and they're trying to find themselves, and vice versa too. So keep that in mind. Hopefully you enjoy this episode. I'll see all you guys next time.